The U.S. government is shut down after Republicans and Democrats could not reach a deal to extend funding. Our Washington correspondent Trevor Shirley explains the effects that the shutdown will have on Americans.
And it's likely before long, most Americans will start to feel the effects of this government shutdown. Last night's last-ditch effort to keep the government funded failed. The 55-45 vote failed to reach the 60 votes needed to keep the government open. 2 Democratic senators and 1 independent voted with Republicans to keep the government open. 1 Republican voted with all the remaining Democrats against the measure. Democrats decided they wanted to force Republicans to negotiate on extending health care subsidies that were passed during the pandemic and set to expire later this year. Republicans said they were willing to negotiate, but only if the government was open. Democrats wanted the negotiations completed before committing to vote to keep the government open. Ultimately, without the numbers they needed, Democrats failed to move Republicans to work out a deal on the health insurance tax credits. Now Americans can likely expect longer wait times when they call to get help for things like Social Security. National parks will likely be shuttered, and most government workers are now on furlough, with plans in place to potentially fire thousands of them.
The longer this goes on, the more pain will be inflicted because it is inevitable when the government shuts down. The sad thing about it is that every single bit of this was entirely avoidable. Democrats could have worked with us in a bipartisan manner to avert this unnecessary and very harmful shutdown.
Republicans have tried to stick us with a partisan CR that fails to protect Americans' health care and does nothing to fix the health care mess that they created. It has now failed twice to get enough votes in this chamber. So Republicans need to negotiate with us.
And at this point, there's no indication how long this shutdown might last. Reporting in Washington, I'm Trevor Shirley.
Kansas lawmakers in D.C. are critical of the shutdown. Congresswoman Sharice Davids said, quote, "It will have a severe impact on our economy and cause real harm to hardworking Kansans, delaying payments to our military and our federal employees, interrupting Social Security benefits, and increasing hunger." After the Senate failed to pass a short-term funding bill, Senator Jerry Moran took to the floor saying Americans and Kansans deserve better.
A shutdown means uncertainty. A shutdown means dysfunction. And the issue to me is this continuing resolution that would fund the federal government for 21 more days. I'm going to say that differently, till November the 21st. A short period of time is designed to avoid that dysfunction.
The shutdown means that hundreds of federal employees in our state are going to go without pay. Attractions managed by the National Park Service, like the Brown v. Board of Education Historical Park in Topeka and the Fort Scott National Historic Site, are also shut down. A member of the Freedom's Frontier National Heritage Area says closures have a negative impact on the surrounding communities.
For every lost visitor, you also have a lost customer at a local restaurant. You have a lost customer at a local gas station. Other local small businesses will all eventually feel the impact of a government shutdown. We're already down to a skeleton crew. We're already down to a bare bones operation at so many of these places. They're struggling as it is, doing multiple jobs.
The shutdown is also expected to impact some veteran outreach programs. The government shutdown is preventing hundreds of employees at McConnell from working. The Air Force Base is furloughing 606 civilian employees. Military members will continue to serve. A base spokesperson says the commissary, medical, and pharmacy operations will continue as normal, but the pass and registration office will have different days and hours.